What's up YouTube? So this is the fresh level 80 gearing guide for PvP. So if you've got a fresh level 80 character, you don't have any honor from any other alts that you can transfer, you have absolutely nothing. This is the best, fastest way to go about getting somewhat geared so you can hop in and do PvP content. So as soon as you log on, you want to go to your player vs player tab, you want to go to specific battleground and you want to straight up just queue for Ashran. Okay, queue for that. The reason you do that is because there's a quest inside of Ashran that requires you to hand in 50 fragments just by killing mobs PvE. You don't even have to verse other players. It takes literally 5 minutes and you'll get 1,000 honor just from doing that quest. You can pretty much leave the battleground as soon as you're done because you'll get a 15-minute deserter buff, but you're not going to be going back into PvP because you're going to be doing the Sparks of War quest. And you want to come to this place on your map, which is in Dornegal, just out the front here, and you want to speak to this little dwarf guy here, and you can pretty much just pick up the Sparks of War quest and whatever other quests that look good. So I've picked up Preserving in War, which will basically just give you a bunch of honor and conquest for completing epic battlegrounds. Earning honor in epic battlegrounds. Similar sort of quest, but this one's for Raider Battleground Blitz. Now there are three currencies, three types of currencies in World of Warcraft for PvP gearing. The first is bloody tokens. Now bloody tokens are used to purchase 636 item level gear, which is almost the same as the max level conquest gear, which is the currency below it. Now, Conquest is the highest level PvP gear that you can get in the game. You use Conquest to buy the highest level PvP gear in the game. So Conquest is the most valuable PvP currency. Honor is the least valuable PvP currency, but it is the most versatile, and it's used to buy middle of the road or entry level PvP gear. You can send honor to other characters on your account at a 20% tax. Now there is one new currency that has been introduced in the War Within, and they're essentially called Forged Gladiators Heraldries, and these are used specifically for crafting PvP gear. So you can craft any slot on your character at a PvP item level, and the PvP item level will determine on which variant of the heraldry you purchased. So if you want to craft conquest gear, the heraldries cost 175 conquest. And the reason people do this is because some classes don't need the amount of versatility that comes on regular conquest gear. As you can see, the regular conquest gear heavily favors the versatility stat, and you can actually get overcapped on versatility and therefore leading to a waste of other stats. So sometimes it's good to actually be able to just craft exactly what stats you want, and you get an even distribution across the board. You also use these heraldries to craft embellishments. Embellishments are a unique enhancement to your character that will give an additional minor effect. You can only have 2 embellishments on your character at any one time. So for example, on my Demon Hunter here, I have 1 embellishment. As you can see here, it says Algari's Competitive Signet, item level 606, Soulbound, and it says unique equipped embellishment, embellished too. Those are the stats, and you can see it has an effect. 30% health, I get an absorb shield. There are many different embellishments. You can see the embellishments at the crafting order station, which I will show later on in the video, so stick around if you want a full comprehensive overview of how to craft an embellishment for your character and what the best embellishments actually are for your character in the War Within. I also streaming live over at Twitch after this video goes live. If you guys want to come and hang out, ask questions or just chill, feel free to drop by. I'll probably be doing some Demon Hunter PvP, trying to push up my Raider Battleground Blitz rating, and probably do a bit of World PvP. Hopefully see you guys there. Now let's get into the video. Now, before you do anything PvP related in the War Within, you want to come straight to the auction house and you want to type in Flask of Honor. Okay, and you want to buy these. Vicious Flask of Honor. Okay, just buy however many you can afford or however many you want. Now what these do is they increase your honor gains by 15% in all types of PvP environments, and it lasts for 1 hour. Persists through death. You just want to keep these up at all times. Now you have two options: go and farm for bloody tokens, or go to the auction house here and spend a bit of gold. You want to go to armor, and you want to go to your armor type, for example leather, type in Algari, and you purchase the competitors' pieces of armor, every single piece. It'll probably cost you around 20,000-30,000 gold. If you're not willing to spend that, I highly recommend it. It scales to 613 in PvP combat, not 606. So honor gear is 626. So you'll only be about 12 item levels less than PvP gear. So that is a great way to start. Other than that, before you head out, you also may as well come into the PvP vendor zone and pick up the Weapons of Conquest quest. What this will do is basically, after you earn a certain amount of conquests, right here, 2,500, which will take 3 weeks, you get a free weapon. The bloody tokens are used to purchase gear that's basically almost equivalent to conquest gear. So it's only 3 item levels less. It's the vendor right in here. This is all where all the PvP vendors are. And as you can see, it just requires bloody tokens. And this scales to 636 in PvP combat. I actually recorded this video last week, and it was Isle of Dawn last week. This week's Hellfall. So I'll just show you an example of completing and give you some tips on completing the Sparks of War quest as quickly as possible. Basically, you just want to get the loot crates that come through. They give 10 Sparks of Honor. They come through every like 15-20 minutes very quickly. You want to try and do all the world quests. They give 10 each, and also try and loot some chests and kill rares if you can. You want to head out to the Isle of Dawn now and start working on the Sparks of War Isle of Dawn quest, which will give you a bunch of good stuff. Precisely, bloody tokens. As you can see, each world quest gives 10 sparks. Keep an eye out for an NPC that will start speaking a text dialogue. He will say that there's riches to be found or whatever. That's notifying you that the world quest, the war mode crate, is actually coming through, and it'll just be a plane that flies through the zone and drops its crate. These crates contain, I believe, about 15 sparks, and also, here we go, opportunities knocking right on cue. Unfortunately, Ashran has popped, but we're probably just going to hope that we can do it before the queue leaves. These are extremely lucrative. They give you 60 conquest points, some honor, and a bunch of bloody tokens. Now, bloody token gear is pretty much the same as conquest gear, and you can farm bloody tokens honestly endlessly, and it's only 3 item levels less than conquest gear, so extremely useful. Let's see if we can get here in time. If we can, this will be absolutely insane. Now, this is a fresh character. My item level is 501. My PvP item level is only 525. I don't think we're going to be able to make it in time. It may get looted and disappear, but if we're quick. So I did actually manage to grab it finally. Holy Jesus. For Alliance, we're literally just fighting each other for like a solid 5 minutes straight. The chest just sat there. Now, sometimes these rare mobs, well, they're not really rare. I'd say they're like elites. They're not even elites. They're basically a star on your minimap. Sometimes they can drop sparks. Not all of them do, but some of them actually do. So it's a good idea to kill them whenever you see them, because you never know. Sometimes there are small chests that spawn, but I've actually never seen chests that spawn in the Isle of Dawn here that actually give sparks. There are in other zones, just not particularly in this zone. I would also recommend queuing for and trying to win at least one of these 4, because you get the daily win, which gives a lot of points for each daily win. As you can see, it's always larger for the first win of the day. So it says here that you win 300 honor, 48 conquest. It'll be less the next time you try and do it. So it's always good to get at least 1 win in. So when you zone into Ashran, you just want to come straight here. Now that queue popped in about 10 minutes. It was under 15 minutes. You want to come straight into this guy and just grab this quest. It rewards 1000 honor. You want to chill here. You don't even have to PvP. Just wait for the gates to open. You want to head straight across the bridge and hook a right. And the goal here is just to get 50 fragments from these mobs. All these enemies here will drop fragments. You can loot all the kills from everybody else as well. There we go. So we have 50 fragments, as you can see here. You want to come straight to this NPC. Wait, wrong one. You want to come back to the little gnome mage, hand in the quest. Boom. You got 1,000 honor. And then you just want to leave the battleground. It's not worth hanging around and completing the battleground. So now you have 1,000 honor, plus a little bit extra. That's basically enough for the trinket bonus set, which is the first thing you should get. You should always grab the trinket bonus set straight away. There we go. After you win a game of any PvP, it can be random or rated, doesn't matter. You'll get 9 of these Forged Gladiators heraldries. You'll get 9 of them in your bag. And what these do is, if you come over to the crafting station, they allow you to craft pretty much any piece of gear that you want. So you come to the crafting order and you just type in Algari. And this is where they get slotted in. Now these are all the heraldries. Each different color will just increase the item level in PvP combat by a certain amount. So you'll get 9 of these purple ones for free, which is the max conquest gear level. So you can automatically craft. Now each piece of gear will cost a certain amount. Obviously, so for example, the wrist only costs 3, but like boots and waist cost 4. Rings actually cost 3, and necklaces also cost 3. So you can essentially craft 3 rings and a necklace first, like straight up as soon as you get that quest done. But they require vicious bloody stones, which is another currency, which is very, very expensive. Can also drop from the war crate chest in the world. Rare chance, but they are about 12k a pop on my server. So it's quite pricey. So essentially what I did on my Demon Hunter, so what I did was I used the bloody tokens to buy the wrists and the back. That's all I had enough for. I bought the wrists and the back. And with my Forged Gladiators heraldries, I bought 1 more and crafted, well no I didn't, sorry. Because I'm a dual wield class with the Demon Hunter, I crafted 1 weapon, which costs only about 7 because the one-handers cost less heraldries. I believe 2-handers cost 10. And then I purchased 1 more Forged Gladiators heraldry for 175 conquest from this guy right here. Boom. And I made a ring because I actually got a Vicious Bloodstone drop from a World Crest crate when I was doing my Sparks of War quest. So I crafted this ring that only costs 3 of these heraldries, plus the bunch of materials and the Vicious Bloodstone, yada. And then I also kept farming conquest and I crafted some boots. This week I've actually managed to grab myself the tier set and 1 piece of tier set on the helm. And I'm almost 1600 in Battleground Blitz, so once I get 1600, I'll just be able to grab another piece of tier set and get my 2 set, which will be sick. And yeah, so it's really up to you what you want to do, but I like how you want to spend the free Gladiators heraldries that you get. I believe the Warmo gear plus the free 9 heraldries are the biggest boost to your player's power. You can immediately craft a weapon, or you can wait, like in that quest, for example, Weapons of Conquest quest. Best use of the bloody token gear is to just craft like the small off piece, just buy like the small off pieces, like the wrists and the back, maybe like a waist and a belt as well, because that way it's not going to interfere with like tier sets and embellishments. Now embellishments is another, just save yourself in case you craft like the wrong piece of actual gear that interacts with your tier set. It's always best to come in and look at your tier set and see what stats are on it, and then choose the best pieces if you want 4 set or 2 set. So the best way to find like the best setup for PvP for your specific spec is you just want to go to Google and type in the specific game mode that you're interested in and then your spec, and you want to specifically look for the player leaderboards link, and then it'll give you all the top rated players, and you can just look at their armories and see exactly what they're running, what embellishments they decide to go with, what talents, yada, like what pieces of tier set they use. So obviously the helm's the best for Demon Hunters because it's got a crap load of mastery on it. As you can see, like a lot of players are using this embellishment on the weapon, which just grants a bunch of secondary stats, and then you actually double it by using another embellishment on your gear, which basically doubles the effects of the weapon embellishment. Now me, for example, I don't really care about like min-maxing. I know that demon hunters die in stuns, so I opted for this. It gives you like a nice shield when you drop below 30% health. I'm actually planning to get another one on my second ring or whatever piece I feel like putting it on, and that will be close to 1,000,000 absorb shield. And obviously the more gems and stuff I get on my gear, it will actually reduce the cooldown. So I know that Demon Hunter is like super squishy and dies in stuns. So I feel like that's like the best way to go for. Just to be more like self-reliant, because you can't do any DPS when you're dead. So just quickly, like for example, if I wanted to craft the optimal weapon that every PvPer is using, I would come to weapons, go one-handed or whatever it is for your class. Algari's competitor's pickaxe. Put in the thingo, grab this gear that you need, like materials, and you come here at embellishment. And the one that everyone's using is it's called Darkmoon Sigil Ascension. This one right here. Now the quality of anything is irrelevant. The quality does not matter. Just buy whichever is the cheapest. The quality doesn't matter. It only affects like the base item level, but it always scales to the max item level in PvP combat, so it's irrelevant. Just buy the cheapest quality that you can find. And also obviously you need a missive, obviously same thing. Quality does not matter. So that's that. You can use your on my other classes, I've actually like crafted this weapon, and I've just bought the regular 626 heraldries, which you can buy from the honor vendor, or sorry, no, the recipe vendor in the PvP area. And then obviously, yeah, you just buy a missive. And then to double the effects of the weapon, you just come to your armor. So for example, waist, leather, Algari's competitors, yada, your stuff in. Now you want to come down and you want to just grab the thing armor banding, and yeah, it doubles the effects like it says straight there. And yeah, that's how you get that. You can go through and like look at each thing. Obviously, like I've used captured starlight for my ring, which gives me a shield. There's some other good ones that gives you like versatility above 80% health, like this one here. While above 80% health, gain critical strike, etc. Now there is one thing to note: once you reach 1600 in any one of these brackets, you will get a free piece of tier set. So when you reach 1600 in any one of those brackets, you can come to an NPC, which is located in the city of Azkahet. The flight path is just here, and you want to talk to this NPC right here. This is where you hand in your token, and you can choose any piece of gear here. As you can see, equip increases item level to 639, and that's that. So I hope this all makes sense. I believe this is probably the best method if you don't have any way to send honor from another character to a fresh level 80. If you're just starting from scratch, just come back to the game. This is the best method, the fastest way to get geared up as a solo player. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below and I'll get back to you. Cheers.